Despite being a relatively new game, Another Crab's Treasure has a ton of interesting speed tech and movement options which have already been discovered by the speedrunning community. This video is going to go over all the information currently available, from more simple tricks like charged attack launches to physics exploits that let you roll around in the sky forever. By the end of this guide, you should have everything you need to get started with any category. On screen, you will find timestamps for every trick mentioned in this video. In the description, there's also going to be a Google Doc that will stay up to date with any changes or new findings. The most common piece of tech you will need to master is the charged attack launch, or CAL. By interrupting a grounded charged attack with a jump just as you begin to gain momentum, you can launch yourself forward for as long as you can stay in the air. It's worth noting that there must be some ground for Krill to move into for this trick to work. If the lunge can't move you forward, you cannot build momentum. There is a 3/60th of a second window regardless of frame rate to achieve this trick. The first 1/60th of a second launches slower than the rest of the window, so being later is better than being earlier. A good indicator for when to jump is when Krill's fork begins to move forward. Attack speed buffs like the razor blade stowaway will allow you to launch faster, getting more distance. Short hopping will decrease your time in the air, getting less distance. It is also possible to immediately roll and go much further than otherwise possible on the ground. You can maintain horizontal momentum when touching the ground by immediately jumping. This can be strengthened by rolling as you hit the ground. Aerial attacks will stop any momentum you have and give a slight boost to vertical momentum, allowing you to make jumps otherwise too high. It is possible to jump up certain steep slopes by using slash attacks at the right angle. This is strengthened by attack speed buffs like the razor blade stowaway. If you fall onto a slope, you can slide horizontally at a speed much faster than walking or even a CAL. Swimming can hold onto this momentum until you touch the ground. By timing your jump with the animation that pulls Krill off a net, you can launch at high speeds. Grappling items with physics bodies like shells will allow you to launch off of them. Removing your shell while against an invisible barrier will cause it to clip out of bounds. If you put on the shell while out of bounds, it will also pull you out of bounds. Additionally, some shells can be used to clip through normal walls and terrain. By holding interact to remove your shell, then promptly blocking, you will delay the removal until you unblock, allowing you to position it precisely into terrain. Putting the shell back on will pull you into the terrain as well. This is easiest with cylindrical shells like the can. It's also possible to clip your shell into a wall and climb up it. Just get the shell into the wall while blocking and then jump. By precisely positioning yourself in front of a wall, you can remove your shell and have it launch off the wall into you for some quick speed. Rolling into a bubble in the bleached city can cause you to launch very fast. When ending the first phase of the Priadubia boss fight with the Drunken Claw shell spell active, the attack which killed Priadubia will begin to activate twice when used. Instantly dying on the final frame before Roland dies will allow you to skip the lengthy scripted scene in the next area. Pressing resume in the pause screen as opposed to unpausing will allow you to pause instantly on the next frame. This is very useful for timing things like depression skip. Menuing off screen is possible in certain areas. Notably, while positioned anywhere in New Carcinia, you can access the Shellfish Desire Store. Sometimes the map will deload terrain as if Krill is not physically there to load it in. This can be triggered intentionally by quitting to menu on the same frame that you die. The next glitch is very unintuitive, so bear with me for a second on this explanation. By precisely positioning yourself in front of a slope or ledge that is smaller than Krill's legs but not possible to walk on at less than 100% directional input, you can auto-snap into the terrain and get stuck in a grounded state until you enter a directional input at 100% strength again. This does mean that this glitch is impossible to abuse without a controller. With a controller, you can maintain speed perfectly without losing the state by changing your left joystick scale to 99 in Steam input settings, but this will require you to use a keyboard to activate and deactivate the glitch. While in this state, you can do anything you would be able to on the ground while in the air, including jumping infinitely. It's also worth noting you can do really weird interactions with invisible barriers like this. I have no idea how it works. Since you cannot go into the air, this makes CALs impossible. However, you can instead get a cylindrical shell and roll at maximum downwards incline speed forever without actually moving downwards at all, allowing for very fast travel without launches. On version 1.0.101.1 pre-hotfix, it is possible to grapple onto any surface, including no surface at all. It is possible to use the dash attack of a hammer on a slope or ledge to get large launches. Additionally, some hammers seem to retain the physics body of the shell attached to them, which can also be used to launch anywhere. This most notably happens with the tissue box crab in the beginning of Flotsam Vale when you steal his shell before he can aggro onto you. Dodge rolling on the final frame of the Praia Dubia boss fight will make you invincible until you dodge roll again, allowing you to easily kill the final boss, Firth. Anyways, that's about all as of current day. Again, if anything new is discovered, it can be found in the Google Doc below. Good luck, and thanks for watching.